Folks, good morning and welcome to another swing trading today. I went a little bit late today because the markets are weak and I wanted to see if we were going to continue to deteriorate or would we rally back. Normally I'm on at 5 a.m. and now it's 7:20 and the futures continue to weaken up here. Let's talk economic data. We're looking for a read today on initial jobless claims, a read for below 1 million jobs. We have not been able to crack that significant number in recent weeks. So watch the 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time report to see whether or not we are able to get initial jobless claims for last week down below 1 million new initial claims. Later in the week, we have non-farm payrolls. That comes out on Friday. But also this morning, we have the trade deficit. No big deal. Who cares about that anymore? Years ago, back in the 70s, early 80s, people cared about that. No, it's okay. Big deficits. Unit labor costs, watch that. That's a measure of inflation. ISM Services Index, important. This is a services economy. That comes out at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So a lot of data coming out these next 2 days. So let's go to the pre-market futures action. I want to keep this brief today. I'm not going to be doing chart requests. I just don't have the time this morning. I'm checking the members' dashboard to see whether or not I have anything. No, I don't. Good. Okay, so we are long of the SQQQ. We are currently short of the triple Qs, and I'll talk to you about why we are. We added more to our short position yesterday. We're up this morning. And you can see that we had broken out. This is a 4-hour chart. We had broken out above this resistance level, which then turned from resistance into support. And we retested overnight. Now we are pressing up higher. Do I believe that the market is going to crash? No, I do not. In fact, I mentioned to members last night on Market Wrap, which is posted in the members area, I think that the Dow is going to new all-time highs prior to the election. That being said, you cannot ignore the price action on the trip Qs. We closed out the day yesterday with a hammer formation, which is not a bullish formation. It is a sign of indecision to a lesser extent versus the doji formation or a filled candlestick, but an indecision bar nonetheless. RSI at 81.20. And when you take a look at the XLK, that, because remember, the Qs are heavily weighted towards technology. The XLK has RSI daily basis 83.71. So we did a little bit of a jujitsu move yesterday. We used the market strength and the poor closing price action, what we perceived to be anyway, and we added to our short positions more aggressively, and we're looking for probably just a scalp here, an alleviation of this overbought condition, and then a resumption of the up move into election season. That's it. We're not looking for a crash, because ultimately, I think that what we're going to see is the Dow Jones break out to new all-time highs. Driven by what? Well, what should be driving it? Industrials. Look at what happened on 3M yesterday. 3M surged nearly 3% on the day. These old stodgy names, which really haven't moved all that much, it's their time. What else moved yesterday? We're long of the banks. We have been long of the banks for a few weeks now, expecting this rotation. And the banks moved up higher yesterday. And I think they're going to continue higher. And they're doing so with yields. Because remember, the banks generally trade inversely of yields. Excuse me, they trade with yields. When yields rally, the banks rally because it helps their NIM, net interest margins. Here's a weekly chart. Think about this. The banks are up this week, yet yields, this is the 10-year yield, weekly basis, the banks are up when yields are down. Could you imagine what would happen if yields rallied into the back half of the week? And that reminds me, tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be doing Thursday night stock charts live, and that's where we review the weekly price action, the weekly charts. And that'll include, of course, today's price action to see how we finished out the day. So join us. There's a link below. You can enter your email address. If you're already on our email list, don't enter it again. You'll get alerted. But if you're not on our email list, enter your email address below, and you get alerted 15 minutes to a half hour prior to us going live. All right, so 10-year yield. We broke out last week. We're pulling back, retesting support. My guess is that we rally into Friday. And that will help the banks. Let's take a look at the rest of the futures action, and then I'm going to sign off. SQQQ, which puts you short, leverage ETF, putting you short of the Qs at the highs of the session. Good stuff. We'll remain long here for now. We may scalp some profits, so. Palladium rallying this morning. I just happened to click on this. I didn't mean to. I wanted to click on the NASDAQ 100. And here you have, we set up this tripwire yesterday. And that tripwire has triggered. And we continue to weaken up here. We're at the lows of the session. Let's take a look at yields. This is the 10-year note. And at current, it is down. That means that yields are up slightly to flat. But it looks as though we are going to go positive here. This is actually a bullish setup. And it's not letting me annotate here. Piss me off. All right, so we're struggling to break out here. I think that we just may break out, continuing this move up higher. Let's check out the dollar. The dollar's put a lot of pressure on commodity prices this week. It is up yet again, and it has broken out. It was rejected this last 4-hour bar. This bar opened up at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're currently above it. Let's see whether or not we close there. This bar closes out at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The S&P 500 down about a half percentage point, and this is critical to keep in mind. We broke out above this upper band of resistance back here yesterday. Now we are flirting with a breakdown. So this is a bull trap. Should we close back down below the support level, that means we could trace all the way back down to 35, 33 on the S&P 500, which is more overbought than the triple Qs. I think we closed out the day with an 83 handle on S&P 500 RSI. Let's check out Bitcoin, which had a horrible day yesterday and continues to slump here. And it looks like it's going lower. I would not catch this falling knife. We're looking for, not that I'm bearish on Bitcoin longer term, but I think that the 10,000 mark needs to get retested. We had a big breakout here It crashed up. Generally, when you get a crash up, you get a retracement back down to key support, which was prior resistance. So we like the 10,000 mark on Bitcoin. Gold continues to get hammered this morning. We did bounce a bit yesterday, but I'm not looking to add more just yet. Now, this is a concern, and this could drive the markets. You saw oil break yesterday, and today you're getting a continuation breakdown on light sweet crude. And this does not bode well for the energy sector. So oil, very weak this morning. The Dow, and this kind of speaks to my earlier point where I believe that the Dow Jones is going to break out to new all-time highs. The Dow Jones is nowhere near as overbought as the S&P 500. If you get strong numbers, meaning on initial jobless claims, you have applications come in under 1 million, and tomorrow's jobs data expands and it is a bullish read, I think you could see the old stodgy names, the triple M names that I went over earlier on the Dow proceed higher, and that will help drive this market up. While in the short term, we might see a bit of froth come off the triple Q names. I don't want to say crash, at least not until after the election, but a bit of froth coming off. I mean, Tesla, I think, is done. You had the split. I warned about that split. After it splits, it's all over. Look at us now. I think that Tesla's done for a while. Same deal with Apple. The story's over. We had your split. The dog and pony show was put on. We're going to split, rah, 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 because they have nothing else to offer except for a dog and pony show. And the shares are getting hammered. Lower highs, watch for lower lows. Then you're going to see the algos rip into Apple and sell it off. Same deal with Tesla. And with that, folks, I'm going to say everybody have a profitable trading day. Please join us tonight. Closing price action. We'll go over the charts on a weekly basis of the stock market and commodities, currencies, etc. So Thursday night, tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Use the link below. We'll go live on YouTube. I'll be taking requests for chart reviews. And again, have a profitable trading day. Be well.